For one final time in 2023, this year's grid lines up ready to do battle. In a year dominated by Red Bull and Max Verstappen, it is the Dutchman on pole again. There is your pole sitter, his 12th of the year. Remember, the pole sitter has won the last 8 races here at Yas Marina. The odds are very much in Max's favour once again. Can anybody take the challenge to the Dutchman? We are about to find out. Last race of the season is next.
58 laps to come under the lights here in Abu Dhabi, and for one more time in 2023, it's lights out and away we go. Verstappen ahead there, no Charles Leclerc in the back. Carlos Sainz makes a good start. Leclerc's got the inside line. Verstappen just ahead into turn 1 from Leclerc, and then the McLaren of Oscar Piastri. Wheel to wheel, it's Lando Norris and Lewis Hamilton just going off the track there. Lando Norris and George Russell going wheel to wheel, and it looks like Lando Norris has got ahead of the Mercedes, and it's Fernando Alonso ahead of Yuki Tsunoda as into turn 5, and the hairpin we go. Lance Stroll is going to make a move down the inside there on Kevin and Nico Hülkenberg, I should say, and he gets that move done as Verstappen leads them down the back straight.
But slipstreaming the Ferrari, Leclerc then did get the brilliant start, but had that tight line into the first corner, and he's through.
Is he through to make it count? Verstappen goes round the outside, though he was a bit later on the brakes. He should have been through, but he didn't quite make it stick. Verstappen holds on to the lead, and now he's got one more opportunity on this first lap into turn 9 as he picks up the slipstream once again. The crowd stand on their feet as Leclerc tries to go round the outside, but he just can't get past Verstappen. And this was the moment where Charles Leclerc thought he had half a chance of taking the lead here. Sparks flying from the underside of both cars. He was almost ahead, but not quite.
I really thought he'd got that done, and maybe so did he. But Max did a wall of death around the outside and had the grip to do it.
On board with Sergio Perez, and we can see his start. Yuki Tsunoda just ahead of him. And that was Lewis Hamilton going all the way round the outside.
Copy.
You've got to be within a second in that detection zone. Here comes Sergio Perez trying to make a move on Lewis Hamilton. Hamilton gave him the space there, didn't really fight that one. Perez steams through and makes the place.
The whole pack is still only 13 seconds apart. And very close. We're going to get a lot of what we call a DRS train, aren't we, this evening, where following they all got the wing open, but once again, and yeah, Lando Norris then through and past Oscar Piastri, the McLaren's swapping position.
This is the Constructors' Championship, the live Constructors' Championship. As it stands, Ferrari will finish 3 points ahead of Mercedes at the end of this season.
This is good, Oscar. Defending well. Tyre management looks good.
It is good, but this is strong from George Russell, because look how closer he's getting to Oscar Piastri, who positions that car absolutely perfectly as Sergio Perez in the background is making a move on Gasly, who locked up going into that chicane, and that is coming under pressure. I think Perez might have got Gasly, as here comes George Russell with Oscar Piastri now. Into turn 9 we go. Russell is a car length ahead and pulls out ahead of Oscar Piastri to get that move done.
Yeah, Piastri locked up as well going into turn 6. That put him out of position for 7.
Yeah, so Lando's position there. Oh, there's a little bit of it's the delay. Oh no, it's a slow stop for Lando Norris. He's been passed by George Russell. Oh, McLaren, there was a problem first of all on the front left and then on the rear as well. So that's a gift, a present from McLaren to Mercedes. George leads Lando.
Sure we can't make the one-stop work. We've got a long way to go. It's 24 to go into this lap.
He does like the question strategy from time to time, does George Russell. So this is to protect his position against Lando Norris, but potentially, Martin, to try and undercut Charles Leclerc, who has stayed out.
Yeah, an okay stop.
Surely Ferrari are thinking, we've got to bring our man in.
This will be out-lap critical.
Can Charles Leclerc preserve that second place? Can his crew, first and foremost, do a really neat stop? Yes, they can. Out he comes, 2.5 seconds. That'll do nicely. Leclerc out in 6th and does stay ahead of George Russell with Lance Stroll. Right in the middle of it. You can see it right there.
And Hamilton is
right behind Alonso.
Yeah, fighting Alonso as well. There we go.
But Hamilton has only stopped the once. Fernando Alonso has, Hamilton has stopped twice, as has Fernando Alonso. So Hamilton gets Alonso. Oof.
Alonso very wide there.
Yeah, they just brake tested me. I got brake tested like way before the braking zone.
Yeah, Alonso all over the road. Let's listen. He certainly did.
Now, Lewis Hamilton has experience of being brake tested. Remember back to Jeddah in 2021. That's how Fernando got past Lewis. Sergio Perez is coming in for a pit stop, which will mean Charles Leclerc will take over second in this race. But I think he's going to be under pressure from Perez in the closing stages here. Here comes Perez. First one to bypass is Yuki Tsunoda. Perez up into 5th place then. I think he's probably had more overtakes than anyone else tonight as Sergio Perez. Lando Norris is a couple of seconds further up the road. Here comes Sergio Perez, and you can start the thing from Jaws now as he makes his way behind the McLaren with the DRS wing open and gains and gains and gains, but doesn't quite gain enough, or does he? He's going to try this down the inside, Sergio Perez. Oh, and they collide. And Lando Norris has to take to the escape road. They touched, they were trying so hard not to come together there.
So Perez,
he just crashed into me. We see.
He did understay a little bit wide, Perez. And did he open the steering wheel? No, he's got the steering wheel.
He just turned into me.
6 of one,
So we saw.
6 of one, half a dozen of another, that isn't it? Perez understeered wide. Was he ahead at the apex? Did he keep his car under control? Yes, he did keep his car under control. He did not run off the track.
He's going for it again. We might get a repeat here as Sergio Perez goes deep into the corner this time. It is a lot more clean, and he's ahead of Lando Norris.
So Perez, car behind 3.2, he does have a 5-second penalty, but he must not finish in front of us for the championship positions.
Perez, again, this time it's not as easy to pass into turn 9, but we've seen it happen. It can be done. Where's he going to go? He's going to go down the inside into turn 9. George Russell wasn't really able to fight that one. Sergio Perez with DRS, with an extra oomph from the electrical charge, has got himself up into 3rd.
And he's going to have 4 laps then to build a 5-second gap if he wants to stand on the podium this evening, Sergio Perez.
So Ferrari have that runners-up spot. It's a 5-second margin that Sergio Perez now needs to give Ferrari that runners-up spot. So that's what we're playing for here. And we'll keep an eye on the timing pages as much as we do the cars on the track. Alonso chasing Tsunoda once again.
Did you mean Mercedes have the runners-up spot and Ferrari need Perez to beat Russell to swap that around?
Max Verstappen out on his own. Can't see Charles Leclerc behind him, who's 14.5 seconds down the road.
Tell me the gap between Checo and Russell. If there's less than 5 seconds, I'll give him the slipstream and I'll let him pass for the last sector. He's got 5 seconds anyway.
So what he's saying there is, if we need to give Sergio a bit more pace, I'll drop back and give him the DRS. He's slowed down, he's let Perez get past him. Now, will Charles Leclerc slow down enough to stop George Russell and getting anywhere near Sergio Perez? What is for sure, though, is that Max Verstappen has dominated this season and this race. It is another win, a 19th of the season for Max Verstappen. It is another consecutive win, a 7th consecutive win. It is another victory for Max Verstappen here in Abu Dhabi, his 4th victory in a row at Yas Marina in a year where there has been no Verstappen. Max Verstappen. Sergio Perez finished 2nd on the road. The time screen has been updated. He finishes 4th with that 5-second penalty. Charles Leclerc comes home 2nd, George Russell comes home 3rd, and Mercedes take 2nd place in the championship by 3 points.